Hello, welcome to Algebra Online. We are now in section 411. Today we are going to be talking all about systems and how to find the solution to a system by graphing. So before we even get started, what I'd like you to do is I'd like to have a piece of paper out and have 4 graphs on the paper. Now if you do not have graph paper with you, that's okay. I would pause this video and kind of make by hand 4 graphs. Each graph should at least go 8 in each direction, so please go ahead and set up your paper right now with 4 graphs, and then please press play when that is complete. Okay, so let's first talk about the opener question at the bottom of the screen here. It says to describe how you would graph the equation y equals 3x subtract 2. All right, so we know that this is in slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. And so our b is -2, and that's where you would start. So the first thing you would do is on the y-axis, you would go down 2 and place your first point. Then the slope is what we're going to look at next. The slope is 3. And it's very helpful to put a 1 underneath it, so that way we can represent how this line is changing. It is positive up 3 and over to the right 1, and so therefore you could place your next point from that -2. You would start there on the y-axis and go up 3 places and over to the right 1, place another dot, and then connect those 2 points, and then 2 points make a line, and you are complete. Okay, so let's first take a look at what a system is. So, because we are solving systems, this whole entire chapter is actually solving systems, super cool, one of my favorite chapters. When you have 2 equations and you would like to find the point where these 2 cross on a graph, right? These are 2 lines. If we were to graph these 2 lines, the point where they intersect, they cross at, that is the solution. The system is when we have 2 or more equations. So far, we've been used to just 1 equation. We've been solving 1 equations, we've been graphing 1 equations, and so now it gets super exciting. We get to graph and solve 2 this chapter. So here's our system, 2 equations, and we want to see where both of these lines cross, and that will be our solution. So let's first start off with graphing the first one. So I have y equals -2x minus 3. Let's go ahead to the y-intercept and find -3, 1, 2, 3, and place your first point on the y-axis at -3. The next is we are going to use our slope to find the next point. And since our slope is -2 over 1, from that point at -3, I am going to go down 2 and then to the right 1. Why the right 1? Well, because this one is positive. So down 2 and then over 1 positive. The cool thing about graphing is that it's fun. You guys are pretty good at graphing lines already. The difficult part could be is that you need to be very precise. So just because we have those 2 points, don't just draw a line really quickly. We should continue throughout the whole entire graph with that same pattern of -2 over 1, because you want to make sure that you're finding that exact point perfectly. Precision is really important in today's lesson. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue on in each direction with that same pattern down 2 over 1. So then I'm going to go up to this point and go up 2 over 1 and just continue all the way across. So let's do that now. Up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And now I've continued all the way through very carefully, and mine's not going to be perfect, so no worries. We're going to try to connect all of those dots in a nice straight line. Whew, okay, so now that line has been graphed, so let's go ahead and do the same to the other line. Let's start off with a y-intercept, which is +2. So on the y-axis, I'm going to find my +2 and place my point, and then it is a positive 1 over 2 is the slope. So from that point, I'm going to move up 1 and over 2. Now, I don't want to go to the right pretty much anymore because the goal is to find where the line crosses. Those 2 lines cross. So I'm going to move now in the other direction to the left, and I'm going to go And I'm going to show you here, I'm going to go down 1 and over 2. So that's where it's going to continue on that line. So now I'm going to go move down 1 over 2. And you could continue with that same pattern if you wanted to. I usually stop when I have found where those two lines connect. But you can definitely down 1 over 2 and up 1 over 2 to continue all the way through. And so I'm going to very carefully draw the best straight line I can. Make sure that your lines extend all the way through the grid, and they have arrows at the end that indicate that the line continues on forever. So now, how do we represent the answer? Well, the point where the two lines cross is our solution. And so therefore it is a coordinate. It is a point on a graph. And what is that point? Remember when we write our coordinates, it is x first then y. So let's see where the x is at. So here's 0, 0, our origin. And so it's going back 2 and up 1. That's the point of intersection. So it should be a -2 and a +1. And that is our final answer for today. All right, we have 3 more to go. Please go ahead and write this one down and we'll go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by graphing the first equation. So I'm going to go up to a +5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and place my point. And then now I'm going to move 1 over 4. So up 1 to the right 4, up 1 to the right, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to continue to do that again, up 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll just clean that up. All right, so then I'm going to move in the opposite direction. Now I'm going to go down 1 over 1, 2, 3, 4, down 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then now I have my points all the way across the grid, so I am going to connect with all of them with a nice beautiful line as straight as you can. Remember, precision is really important. So now let's go ahead and graph the second equation. So now this one is down 5 from the origin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the y-axis. And the slope is a negative, the negative that's in front of the x. So really that's a -1. And the slope here would be -1 over 1, because a -1 divided by 1 is just -1. So from that point, we're going to move down 1 over 1, down 1 over 1. But I notice I'm starting to go in the opposite direction of my line. So now we have to go up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. And we just have to keep going until we get to that line. Up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1, up 1, left 1. Whew, that one took a little bit. So now I'm going to connect my points to a nice straight line, and then I'm going to locate the point of intersection, which we found to be all the way over here. And let's go ahead and write our final answer. And it looks like it's going back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So -8, and then a +1, 2, 3, +3, and that is our final answer. All right, super cool. Let's do this one more time together, and then the fourth one is for you. All right, so I'm going to start off with graphing the first equation, -2, down 2 on the y-axis. I'm going to go up 2 over 3, up 2 over 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to continue in each direction, down 2 over 1, 2, 3, down 2 over 1, 2, 3, and that looks good enough. So now I'm going to connect with a nice straight line. And then let's graph the second equation. I'm going to go up 1 on the y-axis. And then my slope is -1/3. So I'm going to move down 1 and then over, down 1 and then over 1, 2, 3 here. Hey, look at there. I only needed 2 points for that one because I found the intersection. Good enough, right? You're looking for the point of intersection. So now I am going to kind of just like circle that area, get ready to write my final answer. The solution to this system looks like I'm moving +1, 2, 3, and it's right on the x-axis, so it is 3, 0. All right, last one is for you. Here it is. Please pause this video and try it out on your own. All right, guys, let's see how you did. So I'm going to go ahead and plot my y-intercept of +2, and then I'm going to go down 1 to the right 2, down 1 to the right 2. I'm going to use my slope of -1 over 2 to form my line here. Up one. Okay, so I've just kind of continued it all the way through because I don't know where these lines are going to cross. All right, and then the next equation, -5, that's down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right there, down 5 from the origin. And this one is up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. Don't forget that 3 is over 1 because 3 divided by 1 is just 3. Up 3 over 1, I found the intersection, and so now I'm going to draw a straight line across, and I'm going to write the intersection, the point, and it is right here. So that looks like it goes +2 and a +1, right? Origin, +2, up 1, and we're done. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's lesson, and I will see you next time. Bye.